It is the holy season, the holy week, and what else can I talk about except the pride colors? Hi and welcome to the Divi Show. This is the third episode, and today I have the Deepak Kashyap, soon to be Dr. Deepak Kashyap. ये एक इनसाइड जोक है जो आपको थोड़ी देर बाद पता चलेगा. He is the first openly gay counselling therapist and जयपुर प्राइड परेड जो अभी काफ़ी रिसेंटली हुई थी उसके चेयरपर्सन है ये. काफ़ी इनकेपेबल लगा मेरे को ये कॉन्वर्जेशन करते हुए ऑनेस्टली, क्योंकि व्हाट डू वी नो मैन, लाइक आई एम अ स्ट्रेट वुमन एंड आई डोंट इवन नो लाइक द बिगिनिंग ऑफ देयर हार्डशिप्स. एंड बट वो मेरे साथ आप लोगों को भी बताएंगे कि क्या मिथ्स हैं, क्या फैक्ट्स हैं, क्या हिस्ट्री है होमोसेक्सुअलिटी की. इवन इफ यू आर आइडेंटिफाइड एज अ स्ट्रेट पर्सन, आई थिंक दिस इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट एपिसोड फॉर यू एज वेल. बहुत चैटर हो गई यार, अब एपिसोड देख लो. Hi guys, this is the third episode of the Divi Show and we have the Deepak Kashyap here.
The Deepak Kashyap, wow!
Yes.
I've never been caught.
I think it is a big deal after the whole Pride Parade shebang. So I'd like to introduce you to the chairperson of the Jaipur Pride Parade that happened very off late. When was that?
29th of January.
29th of January, guys.
Was the Pride Parade. Yeah.
Yes. तो ये काउंसलिंग आई लाइक टू कीप इट इन इंग्लिश एंड ये बहुत अच्छी हिंदी भी बोलते हैं, लाइक बहुत भयंकर अच्छी हिंदी. तो आज वील पुश हिज बाउंड्रीज अ लिटिल बिट एंड ही इज अ counselling therapist,
openly gay
counselling therapist, which is a mad thing to hear for I think anyone in Jaipur. And then when the first time I was hearing this the Jaipur Pride Parade, I was so happy. I literally like had a smile on my face. Like, okay, this is happening in Jaipur and this should be happening in
मेरा शहर आगे बढ़ रहा है.
Yes, मेरा देश
बदल रहा है
भाई.
I think होता यही है कि हमारी आदत होती है कि हम और काफी हद तक सही भी है कि we look at Rajasthan as a very conservative state.
Yeah.
We look at, I mean, Rajasthan, UP and Madhya Pradesh, all of they come in the same belt of conservativeness.
Right.
Basically, we are in that belt, and then we think that it's a Hindi-speaking conservative state, and there isn't much that we can do. लोगों को ज़्यादा नहीं समझा सकते. Literacy कम है, ये है, वो सब सही है, लेकिन ये नहीं है कि वो ही सही है.
Yeah.
There are many other things. There are many other colors to Rajasthan than just one.
Right.
And I think that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to show our colors that we are also part of this amazing state. We are also. I was born in a smaller city in Rajasthan. I was born in Ajmer. तो प्राइड से हम ये करने की कोशिश कर रहे थे, एक तो ये दिखाने की कि भाई हम इतने अनसेफ नहीं हैं, इतने रूढ़िवादी नहीं हैं. दूसरी बात जो हम करने की कोशिश कर रहे थे वो ये कि we were trying to create space for the community, for the LGBT community.
So can you like give everyone a brief about the LGBTQ, what all covers in it?
LGBTQ एक थोड़ा छोटा मतलब एक्रोनिम है. LGBT का मतलब होता है लेस्बियन, गे, बाइसेक्सुअल, ट्रांसजेंडर एंड क्वेयर. तो ये सेक्सुअल डाइवर्सिटी है. जब हम एक दूसरे जैसे दिखते नहीं हैं, एक दूसरे जैसे साउंड नहीं करते हैं, एक दूसरे जैसे हाव भाव नहीं होते हैं, ठीक उसी तरह हमारी सेक्सुअलिटी एक दूसरे जैसी नहीं होती है. So we are so different in our sexuality. Some of like I think this is also a challenged idea, but majority people are heterosexuals, where a man likes a woman likes a man, sexually, romantically, and emotionally. But a lot of the times what happens is as well that a man likes a man, a woman likes a woman. तो जब एक आदमी को एक आदमी पसंद है तो उसे जनरली गे कहा जाता है. जब औरत को एक औरत पसंद है तो उसे जनरली लेस्बियन कहा जाता है. अगर आपको दोनों पसंद है, रोमांटिकली, सेक्सुअली, इमोशनली, तो आपको बाइसेक्सुअल कहा जाता है. और आपको और अगर आपका जो जेंडर है वो आपके सेक्स से मैच नहीं करता है. जेंडर ये थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, तो थोड़ा सा ध्यान देना पड़ेगा इसके लिए. सेक्स फिजिकल होता है, जेंडर दिमाग में होता है. तो फिजिकली आपकी बॉडी कुछ भी हो, लेकिन दिमाग आपका कौन सा है. और जिनको दिमाग और बॉडी समझ में नहीं आ रही, शरीर और आत्मा के हिसाब से समझ लो आप. मतलब आपकी आत्मा एक औरत की है, एक आदमी की है. आपका शरीर किसका है, तो वो मैच हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है। अगर वो एक ही उसमें है कि हाँ मेरा शरीर भी आदमी का है, मेरी आत्मा भी औरत आदमी की है, तो मैं सिस जेंडर हूँ।
So when you say कि आत्मा औरत की है या आदमी की है, so we define like
characteristics, my own understanding of my body. How do I like to express it?
Yeah.
Do I like to express it in a masculine way? Do
Yeah.
I like to express it in a feminine way, which is conventional masculine and conventional feminine, right? So that tells you whether you're a trans person, whether you're a trans person, whether you're female to male trans person, male to female trans person, or you don't care about gender. You do not care about gender roles. You do not care about gender expression. मैं एक आदमी हूँ, लेकिन क्या मैं नेल पॉलिश लगा सकता हूँ? क्या मैं without being transgender?
Yeah.
Can I? So basically, there are many understanding of there are many different ways you can understand gender. तो वो तो हो गया अपना LGBT का T.
Right.
और Q, वो Q का मतलब queer होता है. Queer का मतलब वो कोई भी जो केवल straight नहीं है, केवल हेट्रोसेक्सुअल नहीं है, राइट? तो काफी हद तक क्वेयर एक अम्ब्रेला टर्म है जो LGBT सबको कवर कर लेता है।
Okay. You are a counseling therapist. Like, what are the degrees that requires? What is the?
You required to have a master's degree in psychology,
Right.
And you're required to have done some counseling courses, I think.
Are you a doctor?
No,
Mr. Kashyap?
I will be a doctor in about 3.5 years because I'm currently enrolled. I'm pursuing my PhD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So once that is done, then you can call me Dr. Kashyap. But until then, I'm just Mr. Kashyap.
I think then we'll do another episode when you are the doctor.
The Dr. Kashyap. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What is the role of therapy? I'm sure there are like a lot of people who have complicated thoughts regarding their sexuality. Is it necessary that you look for someone who is queer, who is into the queer group of therapy?
Queer affirming therapist, yeah.
Right.
हाँ, मतलब उससे फायदा हो जाता है।
हाँ, because
उससे
you
फायदा हो
understand
जाता
the roles.
बहुत सारे ऐसे साइकाइट्रिस्ट हैं, बहुत सारे ऐसे काउंसलर्स हैं आज भी इंडिया में जो कि होमोसेक्सुअलिटी को एक डिसऑर्डर समझते हैं, एक डिजीज समझते हैं, उसे ठीक करने की कोशिश करते हैं।
Okay.
उसे हार्मोन थेरेपी, ये थेरेपी, वो थेरेपी, कोई काम नहीं करता। लेकिन इंडियन मेडिकल काउंसिल IMC ये कहती, मेडिकल काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया MIC ये कहती है कि नहीं बाबा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है, ये डिजीज नहीं है, ये डिसऑर्डर नहीं है, ये ह्यूमन डाइवर्सिटी है।
Okay.
मतलब मुझे नीली आंखों से भी उतना ही अच्छा दिख सकता है जितना मुझे भूरी आंखों से, काली आंखों से दिख सकता है। नीली आंखें अपने आप में कोई डिजीज नहीं है, उनको ठीक कराने की जरूरत नहीं है। वो ह्यूमन डाइवर्सिटी है। तो लेकिन हमारे अंदर पता है क्या होता है कि एक वो इच्छा होती है कि मेरे जैसी ही चीजें हों, मेरी इच्छा से चीजें हों। और जब
that controlling factor that parents have on their kids.
Not just that. I think in society, if you don't look like me, if you do not behave like me, you're not part of my group.
You're a threat.
Yeah.
Automatic threat.
And you're not part of my group, and you could threaten my group's integrity. तो ये फिर ग्रुप थिंकिंग, ट्राइबल थिंकिंग आ जाती है वहाँ पर। लेकिन हम तो एक ऐसे देश से आए जहाँ पर देयर आर सो मेनी एंशिएंट एग्जांपल्स ऑफ होमोसेक्सुअलिटी। मतलब इंडिया हैज मोर देन 700 years of written history of queer people. We have patron gods and goddesses of queer people. Bahuchara Mataji ka mandir in Gujarat, Aravani temples in the south, then Chamunda Chotila again in Gujarat. A lot of religious people will tell you, nahi, Chamunda Chotila lesbians nahi thi. But they would just say these are two goddesses that will never take a male lover or never take a male companion. हाँ, ठीक है, लेकिन क्या बोले हम? नहीं बोल सकते ना ये। तो वही वाली बात है कि क्वेयर हिस्ट्री को, क्वेयर लोगों को हिस्ट्री से इरेज किया गया कि नहीं वो अरावन का जो टेम्पल है साउथ में, वो तो दूसरा कृष्ण के भक्तों का है। अरे कौन से कृष्ण के भक्तों का है? But that's the thing, it's a systematic erasure. There's one goddess called Bahuchara Mata. She is female on the top she holds a traditionally masculine weapons and she sits on a rooster.
Okay.
तो आप एक ऐसे देश से आते हो जहां पर इतना सारा हिस्ट्री है, इतना सारा इतिहास है हमारा कि उसे एकदम से हटाया नहीं जा सकता, हटाना नहीं चाहिए।
और लोगों मतलब नो मैटर तुम हिस्ट्री रेस कर दो, it's in the people.
I like
are
that.
Still living that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
They keep on recreating.
कि चलो हिस्ट्री नहीं भी होती, हिस्ट्री नहीं भी होती, हिस्ट्री नहीं भी होती तो वैल्यूज पे आ जाते हैं। फ्रीडम की वैल्यू तो होनी चाहिए। ठीक है, हिस्ट्री नहीं है हमारे पास तो कास्ट सिस्टम की हिस्ट्री बहुत लंबी है, लेकिन जरूरी कास्ट सिस्टम को आगे ले जाना नहीं ना। So the idea is not whether it is validated by history, validated by history, supported by history. The idea is that whether it is the person's right to choose who they are and whom they love.
Yeah.
That's the question. Are we living in a free country or are we not living in a free country? This is the question we have to answer.
My one question was that what are the myths when it comes to queer people, and I think you have answered that. Some people still think that it's a disease maybe, but do you want to add on to the myths part?
Yeah, like कि मतलब आप गे बन सकते हो। अब अगर किसी ने आपसे मतलब चाइल्डहुड सेक्सुअल मोलेस्टेशन की वजह से लोग क्वेयर हो जाते हैं, अरे ऐसा नहीं होता भाई। There is no research to say that just because you were molested when you were a child, you are going that way. I mean, according to many research, nearly 49% kids are sexually assaulted or molested by people they know. तो 49% लोग आपको थोड़ी queer दिख रहे हैं आपके आसपास। That doesn't mean that doesn't change your sexuality in some ways, but what it does mean is that it doesn't mean कि आपको gay नहीं बना देता, आपको lesbian नहीं बना देता। तो इसके ऊपर कोई रिसर्च नहीं है, ये एक मिथ है। दूसरा मिथ ये है कि अरे लेकिन आप उनके साथ हैंग आउट करोगे ना तो आप गे बन जाओगे। अरे मेरे माँ बाप स्ट्रेट थे, मैं स्ट्रेट स्कूल में गया, स्ट्रेट सिनेमा देखी, स्ट्रेट सोसाइटी में रहता, मैं स्ट्रेट बन गया क्या? नहीं। तो और वैसे भी हम एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म्स लेके नहीं निकलते हैं हमारी कम्युनिटी में, ज्वाइन कर लो। ऐसा नहीं होता, ऐसा नहीं होता है। और ये एक बहुत बड़ा मिथ है। दूसरी कि मतलब देखो वो हर इंसान, वो हर कम्युनिटी जिनके बारे में आप नहीं जानते हो ना, उनके बारे में अजीब सी भ्रांतियां होती हैं। जैसे अगर हम लार्जली एक हिंदू समाज में पैदा हुए हैं, अपनी ही जात वालों के साथ रहते हैं, अपने ही लोगों के साथ, अपने तो हमेशा हमारे दिमाग में ना दूसरों के प्रति भ्रांतियां होंगी, मिथ्स होंगे कि अरे तुझे पता है वो लोग ऐसा करते हैं, तुझे पता है वो ईसाई ऐसे होते हैं, मुसलमान ऐसे होते हैं, वो जैनी ऐसा करते हैं ना, वो ऐसा। So then it just goes on and on. Yeah. It just shows how ignorant you are of other people. It doesn't show how bad the other person is.
Yeah.
Right? And it's true for everyone. I mean, even if I was born a Muslim and if I lived in only Muslim societies, never had a Hindu friend, I wasn't exposed to anything but my own world.
Yeah.
I am going to have a narrow worldview. तो वहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम आ जाती है कि हम अपने अलावा अगर किसी और को अच्छा नहीं समझते हैं, so your world view is going to be very narrow.
I want to take this conversation to more of in a view of therapy. कि कोई इंसान जो confused है at a stage, like I would want कि teenagers who or maybe kids in high school or school they are still confused और उनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि you know what.
If you're too young and you're too confused about it, it's okay to be confused. Confusion is not a bad place. Confusion is a place which is telling you to explore. But if you're already very young, I would say just waiting in that space for a little bit is okay as well. Confusion अपने आप में एक बुरी चीज नहीं है। कंफ्यूजन ही एक स्टेट है जहां से आप एक्सप्लोरेशन चालू कर सकते हो, लेकिन जरूरी नहीं है आपको कि आज ही एक्सप्लोर करना है, अभी सब कुछ पता करना है और अब किसी के साथ भी पता करना है। नहीं, ठीक है, धीरे धीरे पता लग जाएगा। कल को अगर मैं कुछ भी हूँ, कंफ्यूजन तब पूरा होता है जब मेरे को ये लगता है कि यार इसमें से कुछ जो ऑप्शंस है ना वो बुरे हैं. कुछ भी हो सकते हो आप. ठीक है, if you're straight you're straight, if you're not you're not.
Right.
So confusion is not a bad space if you're willing to accept yourself unconditionally. Whatever I will be or whatever I will discover myself to be, I'm going to accept it 100%. That's it. और LGBTQ कुछ ये जो टर्मिनोलॉजीज हैं, पूरी ह्यूमन डाइवर्सिटी, मतलब 8 बिलियन लोगों को आप 4-5 कैटेगरी में कैसे डिवाइड कर सकते हो? आप 8 बिलियन लोगों को आदमी और औरत कैसे डिवाइड कर सकते हो? तो जितने लोग हैं उतनी तरह की सेक्सुअलिटीज हैं.
Yeah. Wow. That's a new perspective altogether. Like everyone can have a sacred way of and a unique way of.
Yeah, you're not special, you're unique. The point is that you're trying to be special. You're not special. If you die tomorrow, the world is going to go on.
Yeah.
Gandhi, Buddha, Jesus, Ram, they all are not present today, but the world is moving. The world, you're not the axis of the world, and that's okay. But you're unique, and that's what needs to be celebrated.
Right. So with Pride Parade, I think forming a community of their own, how is that helping people who are in it and who never
Just
saw that support growing
कम्युनिटी का मतलब ये होता है मैं अकेला नहीं हूँ. बस ये है कि एक जगह जहाँ पर आके मैं सांस ले सकूँ यार, जहाँ पे मुझे लोगों को समझाना ना पड़े कि मुझे क्यों वो लड़का अच्छा लग रहा है. जहाँ पर मेरे को है ना ये, और उसके बाद मुझे भी तो सीखने को मिलता है कि यार अच्छा लेस्बियंस ऐसे होती हैं, ट्रांस लोग ऐसे होते हैं, वो ऐसा होता है. तो ये होने का मतलब ये नहीं कि मैं होमोसेक्सुअलिटी में एक्सपर्ट हो गया हूँ. मतलब
there's still a lot of ground to cover.
Like I'm guessing you identify as a woman, but that doesn't mean that now you are an expert in gender studies or everything to do with women. You're an expert. No. Sometimes I don't even understand my own body. ये क्या कर रही है? Right? क्यों मेरे पीछे पड़ी हुई है तू? Right? तो आप केवल अपने lived experiences जानते हो, उससे आप दूसरों के लिए expert नहीं हो जाते हो. वो एक ऐसी स्पेस है जहाँ पर हम एक दूसरे से मिलके बात कर सकते हैं, एक सेफ स्पेस बना सकते हैं, जहाँ पर वही जैसे मैंने पहले कहा सांस ले सकते हैं.
In therapy, I think we hear a lot about adults having a child part.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure the people who are your clients, they would have a child part that has a lot of trauma and a lot of experiences. Can you share some of those?
I mean, nobody had a perfect childhood.
Yeah.
Nobody. Even if your parents were amazing, you still have a second parent, which is society, which is your extended relatives.
Yeah.
Which probably were not always all kind to you all the time. There are very few people who've had trauma-free childhood.
Yeah.
Right? Basically what we're trying to say is that childhood का trauma थोड़ा सा इसलिए survive ज़्यादा कर जाता है क्योंकि उस समय हमारे पास skills नहीं होती deal करने के लिए trauma से. So when we do not have enough coping and defense mechanisms against trauma, that just sort of continues, and no one sits us down and helps us. हम लोगों को they are far more interested in teaching us algebra and geometry, which is also very important, than teaching us emotional skills, than teaching us vocabulary, right? So the idea is that I am going to suffer. Suffering is part of being human. But some people are able to suffer in more meaningful ways than others. Some people, like for example, when you understand the meaning of your suffering, when you understand like,
there's a lesson to be learned.
There's a lesson to be learned. There's a story to be shared. There's a meaning to be had.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, that we take meaning in joy, not in suffering. Ultimately, both of them are meaningless. Your suffering means nothing to nature. even if the person I love the most dies tomorrow, the sun will come back up.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing stops. You as a human person are not important to nature. So your suffering is not important, but I have to tell myself my suffering is important to me, so I've got to tell myself a story that there is a meaning to this. So we attach meaning to happiness, but we don't attach meaning to suffering, and that's why we suffer more when there is no meaning to it. So transforming your trauma, looking at your trauma, and just looking back at your past with kinder eyes, with more skilled eyes,
Yeah.
you will realize that okay, I mean, मेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं था, ठीक है, अब तो मैं ठीक हूँ, type of thing. But ये emotionally truly कहना एक दूसरे खुद को समय लग जाता है, इसमें effort लगता है, प्यार लगता है.
How are the the usual stories of people coming out? I think when I talk about the child traumas of the queer group, I think there's an added layer of
The added layer, added layer is that I'm always worried about being found out.
Yeah.
I am always worried about living a double life. I'm always worried about being rejected, and that hurts. And that, to undo that trauma is a task and a half. And that's why I need people like me who've gone through that trauma. People who have lived experience of just being queer. Who have supported each other. So that's why I need a group of my own.
Yeah.
Not because I want to separate from society. No, I want myself to be mainstream. I would be happy living in a society where I never have to tell anyone I'm gay, whether I'm not assumed I'm straight. मैं क्यों बताता हूँ लोगों को मैं gay हूँ? क्योंकि I'm assumed to be straight. मुझसे ऐसे नहीं पूछते कि अरे आपका कोई गर्लफ्रेंड है, बॉयफ्रेंड है क्या? नहीं, मुझसे पूछते आपकी कोई गर्लफ्रेंड है क्या? आप शादी कब करोगे? मैं ये नहीं कह पाता अच्छा सा लड़का ढूंढ दो कोई. Right? That's the thing. That's what we need to. I want it to be mainstream, but until it is, I need to create safe spaces, brave spaces for my community.
Yeah.
And that's why Pride is important.
How is so at the moment, like with Jaipur Pride, how it was a 3-day event?
Jaipur Pride was a week-long event.
Right.
We had many events throughout that week, which just culminated in a Pride march.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So let's just talk more about it. I think for people who have
we had a film screening. By the way, there's an amazing group in Jaipur. There are two amazing groups in Jaipur that I know of. There's Q Social. That is a collective of young queer people, and then there's Garima Greh, which is a government-supported house run by Pushpa Mai, and she's an amazing. She's the director of Pride, and she's just this amazing human being that has created these spaces for a lot of queer community individuals. So हम सब लोगों ने मिलके काफी सारे events किए थे. There was book reading events, there was a food walk, movie nights, then there was a mental health event, and then there was a Pride march. So there's so many things that happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like an event of its
Oh
own.
my God, I would after that week we were just missing it so much. We're like, what do we do with our lives now? It was an amazing thing, yeah.
Wow. How can straight people can make queer people feel safe around them?
Is first stop cracking stupid jokes about gay people, right? Like stop
Who does
having
that?
A lot of people. Stop having fun at the expense of someone else. It's not funny. Your jokes are not funny to people you're cracking them about. your jokes are not funny, and just know that. Second, make sure that you're talking about it proactively, that how much of an ally you are. You are making a space. Some of the other things you can do is don't push anyone out of closet if they're not ready. It's their journey.
Yeah.
They will decide when they want to come out. You just make space for them if you want to. And then don't say and do things like, अरे लेकिन तू मेरे ऊपर तो hit on नहीं करेगा ना, तू मेरे से flirt मत करेगा. नहीं. It's like, don't try to make yourself the center. Of the conversation. And sometimes, you know, people are not then very happy when they're not hit on. And they're like, oh, what do you think? I'm not attractive enough. और ऐसा नहीं करना. पहले मेरे साथ पता है एक बार ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस हुआ था, तुम लोगों की कम्युनिटी के लोगों ने, अरे वो इंसान थे, इससे तो मैं आके बोलूं तुम्हें पता है मैं तो स्ट्रेट लोगों से डरता हूँ भाई, बहुत चोरी चकारी करते हैं ये लोग. I'm like, is this the way you go?
Generalize.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, this is what happens, no? Imagine if this is what we're doing in this country today. Oh, but these Muslims did this, and so that happened, and so all Muslims are that way.
Yeah.
Right? And that particular Brahmin person was bad, so all Brahmins are bad. And it's just so stupid. It's such a fear-based thinking.
Yeah.
इसे ऐसे तो वहाँ पे यूपी में कोई कश्यप किसी को मार के आया हो तो आप मुझे अटैक करोगे उसके लिए? नहीं ना, कोई इसका लॉजिक नहीं बनता है. लेकिन गुस्से को लॉजिक की जरूरत नहीं होती. गुस्से को केवल खुद का वो कंप्लीशन चाहिए होता है, खुद की बात मनवानी होती है. गुस्से को लॉजिक से कोई लेना देना नहीं.
What should one do at that time from a therapist view?
When you're angry?
When there's rage, when there's anger towards, when there's hatred towards.
You check your intention. What's your intention? Is your intention to be right and win? Or is your intention to actually be helpful? Or to understand, helpful to yourself as well, to understand what you're trying to talk about. Right?
What was your journey like, I think?
My journey?
Because you were at a point where I feel a lot of insecure people who are still insecure would want to be, you know, they don't need anyone else's validation, and they're like, fuck you guys, I'm gay and I'm winning at this.
I'm winning at being gay.
Yeah.
I am like so good at homosexuality. No, I think
you like the whole journey, like.
I think growing up gay during a time when there was no internet was a bit hard. I mean, internet came into my growth journey quite late in life. I had the good luck and the privilege of having supportive people around me. Yeah, I had the good luck of having really lovely parents, जिनको भी मतलब समय लगा था समझने के लिए, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं खुद को मुझे हिम्मत दिखानी पड़ी थी. हम सब अपने परिवार को देख के कह सकते यार मेरी टिपिकल फैमिली है, यार मैं बहुत कंजर्वेटिव हूँ, यार ये यार वो, इसलिए मेरे को शादी करनी है. अरे यार आपकी फैमिली कोई भी हो, वो लाइसेंस नहीं देता है आपको कि आप किसी और के साथ झूठ बोल के शादी करो.
Which I think is a usual thing in India.
Yeah, I think majority of gay men in India are getting married to women.
And then the extramarital.
वो तो चलता रहता है, वो थोड़ी बंद होता है, क्योंकि उनके दिमाग में तो अभी भी ये मैं औरत के साथ थोड़ी जा रहा हूँ बाहर. I'm cheating but with a man.
With a man.
So it's less bad.
Less of a cheating. We're just friends.
We're just friends. जो मस्ती करते हैं कभी-कभी. तो वही वाली बात है कि इसमें आप मतलब किस हद तक खुद को झूठ बोल सकते हो, किस हद तक दूसरों को झूठ. ठीक है, कई बार ऐसा होता है हम अपने माँ बाप को नहीं बता पाते. मैं समझता हूँ सबके माँ बाप इतने अच्छे नहीं होते हैं, सबके माँ बाप वो नहीं होते, लेकिन आपको खुद को ये बताना होता है मैंने नहीं कहा था इन्हें मुझे पैदा करो. I didn't ask you to be born. You brought me up in this world. I am who I am. You have to accept me. I don't have to accept you. आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि आप मुझे एक्सेप्ट करें. आपने मुझे जन्म दिया, आपको खुजली थी माँ बाप बनने की. मैंने नहीं बोला था मुझे पैदा करो. बट यही वाली बात है ना कि इसमें फिर इस लॉजिकल बात को दबाने के लिए फिर हमारे पास एक शब्द बच जाता है, ट्रेडिशन.
Parampara.
Pratishtha.
Prashasan.
Pratishtha. Because that's the easiest way to shame anyone.
Yeah. Is there a sense of guilt that you see?
नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं मेरे अंदर तो नहीं है
नहीं, not
हाँ
you.
दूसरों में है
But
कि
how
यार
can they
अगर
cope with it? जैसे when you were giving that example parents का, there's sort of a guilt also कि यार मैं कर रहा हूँ उनके साथ ऐसा.
yeah, you are not doing anything. Please do not feel guilty. You're not doing anything wrong. You are who you are. It's almost like imagine a yellow flower looks at a red flower and says, "Oh, I wish I was red." You are beautiful enough. You are enough. You're an amazing human being. You're not doing this to anybody. You're just trying to live your life. And anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to you. तुमको यहाँ पर किसी को खुश करने के लिए नहीं भेजा था, तुम्हें अपना जीवन जीने के लिए भेजा था यहाँ पे. और किसी ने भेजा नहीं भेजा वो भी मुझे नहीं पता. तुम हो यहाँ पे मुझे ये पता है. तुम ठीक हो यार. तुमने थोड़ी चुना है ये. गिल्ट उस चीज के लिए होता है जो खुद ने किया हो तुमने. आप और गिल्ट से भी सीख के उसको खत्म कर देते हैं. इससे क्या सीखना है? इससे सीखना है कि हमें समाज बदलना है. यार ऐसे तो लड़की पैदा होने के ऊपर भी गिल्ट हो सकता है.
होता था एक टाइम.
ऐसे तो सारे दलित्स को ये गिल्ट होना चाहिए, यार मैं दलित क्यों पैदा हुआ, मेरे माँ बाप का जीवन कितना खराब हो गया. ऐसे तो मतलब इस देश में मैं आज अगर मुस्लिम पैदा हो जाऊं तो मुझे उसका गिल्ट होना चाहिए. ये थोड़ी कोई बात होती है.
That is not a healthy way to live at all.
और दुख भी उन चीजों का मतलब मुझे समझ में आता है. दुख गिल्ट समझ में नहीं आता. दुख भी इसलिए कि यार ठीक है लोग परेशान हो रहे हैं आसपास वाले, ठीक है, लेकिन इसमें मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. और वो अनकेयरिंग एटीट्यूड नहीं है, वो रियलिस्टिक एटीट्यूड है. ये सेल्फिश एटीट्यूड नहीं है. सेल्फिश वो लोग हैं. सेल्फिश वो लोग हैं जो तुम्हें कह रहे हैं कि तुम खुद को सैक्रिफाइस कर दो दूसरों के. वो सेल्फिश नहीं है.
It was a wonderful conversation.
Yeah, it was
How
amazing.
can I think people connect with you? If
Instagram is Mr. Psychologist, and then they can email me on deepak.j.kashyap@gmail.com. That's it.
Wonderful. I am seeing you right after you get a doctor in your name then.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yay. Thank you so much for bringing whatever change you are bringing here. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of...
I'm not sure if I'm the one bringing the change. I'm trying my best to just live my life.
Yeah.
And if that brings about any change in anyone's life, I'm more than happy.
I am dropping him off on Down Coffee. This was a lovely conversation. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for coming.
And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you guys. Bye bye. See you in the next episode. Just dropped off Deepak and it was a lovely conversation. Anyone who is a part of the queer group or any kid who is going through a confusing period, a difficult time, is looking for a community to be in, I think you should definitely connect with him. Coming from a therapist, you will learn a lot of things in this episode. Even if you are straight, like he taught me a few of the knacks of how to be a friend to someone who belongs to the queer community, and these are very wise things, I'm sure. Hoping to have more such conversations with people from this community and to bring in forward a change that I think is very much here in Jaipur, which I'm very excited for. Thank you so much for watching it.